A woman was stabbed in the stomach by a mentally ill neighbor while trying to save a boy, but what she didn't expect was that after the incident, the boy didn't even think about calling an ambulance. Instead, he played games beside her, completely indifferent to whether she lived or died, even though the woman was lucky and was rushed to the hospital by a kind person in time. What happened next was that the boy, when no one was looking, unplugged her oxygen supply and plugged in his phone charger instead. In the end, the girl couldn't escape the clutches of this brat and unwillingly closed her eyes, taking her last breath. But when she opened her eyes again, she found she had been reborn. It turns out that the woman was the boy's aunt. In her past life, she cared for the boy at every turn, but it always ended with her being hurt, because the boy's mother and grandmother had spoiled him to the extreme. No matter how big a mistake he made, they always blamed others first, unaware that such indulgence and pampering would soon lead the boy to cause a major disaster. Just as the woman was reborn, she received a call from her mother and quickly rushed to the hot pot restaurant. She clearly remembered, in her past life, her sister-in-law had deliberately guided the boy to overspend, which caused her to pay an extra 8,000 yuan for the ingredients when she settled the bill. Not only that, but because she had interfered too much, she was also burned on the face by hot oil thrown by the little boy. But this time, the woman decided to be a quiet observer. She purposely chose a seat as far away from the boy as possible and wanted to quietly watch what trouble the boy would cause this time. Soon, the brat started trouble for no reason, bumping into the customers behind him. Little did he know, they were not to be messed with. The man who got bumped couldn't hold it in and tried to advise the boy. The grandmother immediately retorted, telling the man not to argue with a child. The man didn't even want to waste time reasoning with them, but when the brat kept going and bumped into others again, the man couldn't take it anymore. He was about to give them a piece of his mind when he was attacked by both the boy's mother and aunt. They scolded him for being petty and having no grace. Just as the man was about to argue back, he was stopped by his colleague sitting at the same table. Remembering that he had to get back to the office after dinner, he decided to let it go. But the brat, taking advantage of his support, became even more reckless. He threw his empty cola can into the man's bowl. The man immediately demanded compensation for his suit, but the mother and aunt still chose to protect the boy. As the arguing got louder, the woman, still calmly eating, watched the drama unfold, because in her past life, she had later learned that the two people in front of her were her brother's company's CEO and the CEO's assistant. That night, they were attending the company's employee promotion ceremony, which included her brother's promotion. To avoid affecting the event, the two of them went to the bathroom to quickly deal with the situation. But little did they know, as soon as they left, the boy, seeking revenge, picked up their phones without a second thought and threw them straight into the boiling hot pot. The grandmother not only didn't stop him, but praised the boy's behavior. With the mother and grandmother's full indulgence, the boy threw the contract the man had just signed into the pot. Even the CEO's favorite antique jade bracelet wasn't spared by the brat. After smashing it, he threw it into the pot as well. And just as this was happening, the CEO returned from the bathroom and saw the scene.